to my channel. Yes, I was trying to get some information out in the previous video, but something weird happened online on my live, so I had to get off, and I'm back again to give you the rest of the information that I was trying to give you. As far as the WBA, Rolly Romero's the WBA 147, Brian Norman is WBO champion, and we have Mario Barrios as WBC. And Ryan Garcia is trying to fight Mario Barrios next year. He's trying to make a comeback. I'm not really interested in that fight because he's just fighting lower tier fighters. You know, Mario Barrios is a decent fighter, but he's not like top tier. And they're strategically picking Ryan Garcia is strategically picking somebody like Mario Barrios to actually make an easy fight for him, to make him become a champion in the easiest way possible. But I believe the best champion at that weight class that we're talking about, you know who it is, Brian Norman. Brian Norman Jr. He is a beast. He is going to fight Devin Haney on the undercard of November 22nd, David Benavidez versus Yarde. It's going to be a stacked undercard. So, yes, Brian Norman, to me, is the real deal in the WBO welterweight division. And I believe that all these other fighters, like Mario Barrios, he's limited, and he's very his time is up. His time is limited. His days are up in that division in boxing. Because he's fighting in a division where Brian Norman Jr. is the WBO champion, and Rolly Romero, you know, he's not really a threat. He's just everything worked out for him because Jerome Boots Ennis moved up and vacated the belt to fight Uisima. And I feel that the king of that division, 147, will be Brian Norman Jr. I believe it's going to be Brian Norman Jr. What do you guys think? Subscribe to the channel. Tony also knows boxing. You're tuning into my channel. Yes, so as far as the fight with Xander Zayas is, you know, he already won the WBO junior weight championship against Garcia, and he's supposed to fight in January. January 10th, 2026. That is the rumor. And he's going to fight, you know, the thing is, everybody's saying that he's going to fight Abes Barral, the African fighter that lives in Germany, that beat Tellers, the Cuban undefeated fighter, who upset him. So we're looking at what's transitioning right now, and he's fighting this weekend. Boots Ennis is fighting this weekend against Uisima Lima. And he's fighting for the interim WBA championship. They are both fighting for the interim WBA championship. And who is the WBA champion and the junior middleweight champion? You know who it is. Abes Barral. Abes Barral is the official full WBA champion. So what happens is the interim champion either fights the WBA full champion, unless the WBA full champion is injured, hurt, and cannot make the fight for business reasons. But in this case, once the smoke clears between Abes Barral and Xander Zayas, which that is the fight that's going to most likely take place for the WBA and the WBO championship in January 10th, 2026. That is the rumor. Xander Zayas will fight under Lima Sports, which is co-owned by Bad Bunny. And it's going to give him more visibility, and it's going to be great for him as far as a superstar and an athlete, and just give him a global reach beyond boxing. So even the casual fans will know about him. That's why he signed to Lima Sports. But that fight right there, once the smoke clears between WBO and WBA champions Xander Zayas and Abes Barral, it seems like the fight that they're trying to make for Jerome Boots Ennis is the winner of Xander Zayas versus Abes Barral, because he is fighting for the interim championship. Jerome Boots Ennis, that is, versus Uisima Lima. He's fighting for the interim championship, so that means that eventually he's gonna have to fight the winner of Xander Zayas versus Abes Barral. So that is very exciting and very interesting, because you already know that Jerome Boots Ennis is on another level, and the way he fights and the level of his boxing pedigree is on another is really high. And we also know that weight division, 154 and the 140-pound weight division are one of the best divisions right now, if you ask me. There's a lot of new blood right now. Just look, for example, Jerome Boots Ennis. He is invading the 154-pound division, and so we have Xander Zayas, we have Jerome Boots Ennis. Who else? Fundora is in the weight class. Sebastian Fundora, he's in the weight class as well. So there's a lot of possibilities in the 154 weight class, and you got Bakram Mutazalev, who he's 23-0 with 17 KOs. He is fighting Josh Kelly, who is 19-1 and 1 draw and 9 KOs. So that's the least known fighter in champion in the 154-pound division. Bakram Mutazalev. He is the least known. I think he's Russian. He's 23-0 with 17 KOs, and he is going to fight Josh Kelly on December 13th. So that's going to be intriguing. That 154-pound division is really going to be intriguing. Wepa, Beast Mode. Thanks for tuning in. Wepa, subscribe to the channel. Tony also knows boxing. Thanks for tuning into the channel. Yeah. So you got some haters over here that want to get attention, but I'm going to ignore them. Yeah. So we're looking forward to the 154 weight class because we got new blood. We have Jerome Boots Ennis, Xander Zayas, we got Bakram Mutazalev. A lot of new blood in that weight class. And then we got Abbas Barao, another one. Xander Zayas. That's a loaded division right now. Loaded division. I don't care what anyone says. Anyone that knows boxing and is not a hater is going to actually appreciate that. Yeah, I'm going to keep this flag up and represent for my Boricuas, Puerto Rico, free Puerto Rico. Yes, unincorporated territory needs to be independent because the United States is exploiting Puerto Rico with the tax exemptions, Act 60, and only U.S. corporations benefit. But yeah, I don't want to get into that right now. Check out my music and you can find out about that. Tony also on Spotify, Pandora, everywhere, YouTube. So subscribe to the channel. Tony also knows boxing. So right now, I already mentioned the 154 weight class division. It's really stacked and loaded. New blood, new meat. Xander Zayas, Abbas Barao. We got Jerome Boots Ennis. We got Bakram Mutazalev. Wow, this is an incredible stacked division. So I want to talk about the 140-pound weight division, which we have Lamont Roach just moved to the 140 weight class division, and so did Pitbull Cruz. A lot of new blood. Even though Pitbull Cruz and Lamont Roach have been around for a while. Yeah, keep that flag up. Beast mode. That's right. Keep that flag up. To all the haters, man, you're getting your 15 seconds of fame right now. I'm not going to mention your name. If you're going to go on my channel and be negative, go and create your own content and try to rely on your own foundation and don't rely on me and use me as a scapegoat to put your negativity on my channel. My channel, regardless if you're negative or positive, the algorithms go up. But I thank everybody that tunes into my channel, and since I'm original and I never like hold back on telling my fans the truth, like everybody gets satisfied with my channel. Yep, because I always keep them like in line with what's going on in boxing, and I'm not afraid to speak my mind. And some people get jealous or they hate, so they want to say negative things on my channel, so they can actually take away the positivity like that I bring and put their negativity because they don't have their own originality to do their own content. So if you want to be negative, bring your negativity to your own content. Don't use me. Don't be a sucker. Puerto Rican power, keep working. F the haters. That's right, my brother. Beast mode. Thanks for tuning to the channel. Crunchy butt. All right, let me see. CC Country buys live. Speaking facts. Yeah. Facts. Yeah. Fox Mulder. Get him out. Yeah, you're right, my brother. Fox Mulder, get a moderator, Papa. Yeah, I agree, man. I need a moderator, man. Give me some advice on that. I was thinking about making my wife the moderator. I was thinking about doing that. Well, thanks for your comments. Subscribe to the channel. Tony also knows boxing. Fox Mulder, number 3, says, get a moderator, Papa. Yeah, I agree with you, brother. I agree. Give me some feedback and comments on what you think I should do as far as getting a moderator. Yeah. So you saying they're broke? CC Country buys live. Number 1, they broke. They need money. Who you saying is broke and needs money? If your comment is positive, it has nothing to do with me, then I'll read your comment. Best Beast Mode 1122 number 2 asks me, who's your favorite Puerto Rican boxer of all time? Felix Tito Trinidad. He's right here. He's right here. You see him? Right here. It's my favorite right there. My favorite. That's my favorite of all time. He united my family. There's not a lot of people not a lot of boxers that have that ability and charisma and that special quality to bring people together the way Felix Tito Trinidad did. So yeah, subscribe to my channel, Tony Also Knows Boxing. So we're talking about the 140-pound division weight class. We got new blood in that division as well. We got Lamont Roach, Pitbull Cruz. We got Super Matias. He's not new, but Lamont Roach and Pitbull Cruz, that's a new dimension. And possibly Shakur Stevenson, if he wins again, well, he's going to beat Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo Lopez is overrated. But I feel that this is what he said he was going to do. Not that I feel, but Shakur Stevenson said in the interview that he's not going to stay in the 140-pound weight division. He's too small. He just wants to beat Teofimo Lopez at that weight class, and then he's going to vacate the belt and have Keyshawn Davis fight for it. That's what he said. That's what he said in an interview. So you got it over here first on Tony Also Knows Boxing. You're tuning into my channel. Subscribe to the channel. Tony Also Knows Boxing. All right. Equestrian _life said, give me a shout out, please. Shout out to Equestrian _life. Shout out to my brother right there. My bad if I didn't shout you out earlier. Shout out to Equestrian _life. Exclamation point. Give me a shout out, please. Much love to you, my brother. Subscribe to the channel. Tony Also Knows Boxing. I didn't forget about you, my brother. Thank you, thank you. Equestrian _life says, thank you, thank you. You're welcome, my brother. I appreciate you tuning into my channel. Subscribe to that channel. Don't be afraid. Click that like button and subscribe to my channel. Because a lot of people are afraid of the truth and they don't want to go into the real content creators that speak their mind and don't hold back on anything, because they rather go to those fake content creators. They want to create clickbait to make you subscribe, but they're not talking about what they actually their channel's not really based on what they put up. They just put it up temporarily just to get more subscribers. My subscribers wholeheartedly are boxing fans, hardcore boxing fans. Maybe like 100 of them are based on music, because when I first started doing my content creation, it was based more on music, because I do music. I'm dedicating my whole energy into the boxing channel, but I'm correlating it with my music, because I'm gonna make the music correlated with when the boxers walk in the ring. I wrote a song for Yankee Rivera and Avisa El Coto so they can walk in the ring when they do their fights. So that way it brings visibility to my music as well. But my music is doing great regardless, but that's going to help my music even more. Plus I have a famous artist that's going to feature on one of my songs, my new album, coming soon. So I don't want to give you too much details on that. But yeah, subscribe to the channel. Tony Also Knows Boxing. So we got Rolly Romero. Not Rolly Romero. Well, Rolly Romero is a welterweight. But we got Lamont Roach. He's new to the 140-pound division, and he called out Super Matias, and also we have Pitbull Cruz. They're fighting for the championship, of the interim championship, to lead to the WBC full champion, which is Super Matias. So Lamont Roach versus Pitbull Cruz is going to lead to a fight with Super Matias. He already said it. I already speculated on that before he even opened his mouth and said that, Lamont Roach, on the press conference. But I confirmed it. Again, I reiterated it and confirmed it once I heard Lamont Roach actually say that he's going to fight Super Matias should he win this fight. And he did say he was going to knock out Pitbull Cruz and be the first one to do it. That's going to be exciting. I think it's a good, great matchup. Super Matias versus Lamont Roach. What do you guys think? All right. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Tony Also Knows Boxing. Tony Also Knows Boxing. And tuning into my channel. I appreciate everybody tuning into the live. There's a lot of people hating and putting false information up. I gotta ignore them because they want to stop me from speaking the truth and giving my fans great content, great boxing information. There's a lot of trolls on live doing things they're not supposed to do. And I feel like, God is with me. He's going to protect me, and he's going to keep me telling everybody the truth and bringing people to the channel and saying things that most content creators don't dare to say. Tony also knows boxing. I'm a bilingual channel. I speak Spanish and English. I do most of my interviews in Spanish. And check out the 140 weight class and the 154 weight class is bringing new blood, and it's very exciting for boxing. There's going to be possible matchups that we never thought could be possible. But do you think Jerome Boots Ennis is going to fight Xander Zayas after he beats Uisima Lima? That's what it seems like, because they're fighting for the interim WBA. You know who's the full WBA champion? Who's the Abbas Barral, who's fighting supposedly, most likely, Xander Zayas. So once they unify the belt, you know who's going to wind up fighting him, right? Probably Xander Zayas, because Xander Zayas is going to beat Abbas Barral, but that's going to be a competitive fight. But it's possible that Jerome Boots Ennis might fight Backroom Mutsazalev. You never know. You know, he's going to probably fight the weakest link in the division, or he might fight Xander Zayas. But I don't know. It all remains to be seen. It's interesting. It's very interesting. Yeah, there's a lot of people that want attention over here, but they're being negative. They don't deserve the attention. So I'm just going to shout out all my people that are actually positive and tuning into my channel in a good way. All right. So somebody said, what are your top favorite boxers of all time? Wow. It's really hard to say. Fox Mulder just asked me, what are your top 3 fighters, boxers of all time? I say Felix Tito Trinidad, Muhammad Ali. I say Pernell Whitaker. I say Roy Jones. I don't like Mayweather, but I also like Michael Nunn, Julian Jackson. Top 3, I would say Roy Jones, Felix Trinidad. I don't like Hopkins. I respect him as a boxer, but not as a person, because I don't like what he did to the Puerto Rican flag when he fought Tito Trinidad. And he'll never be beloved like Tito Trinidad was. Bernard Hopkins will never be beloved like Tito Trinidad was. He's I don't want to mention him too much, but I would say Roy Jones, James Toney, Sugar Ray. But I would say top, like right now in my mind, I would basically say Roy Jones, Felix Tito Trinidad, and you're talking about what generation? The 80s or the 90s? What generation? Like I would say, right now Crawford is one of my favorites as far as all time. I would say Felix Trinidad, Roy Jones, Buck Crawford right now at the moment. That's on my mind right now. But there's a lot of top 3s that I have. Muhammad Ali. I also have Julian Jackson, Pernell Whitaker. Who else? Cotto. I would say Cotto. Cotto's one of them. Top 10 at least. Yeah, top 10. I would say top 10. Subscribe to the channel. Tony also knows boxing. You're tuning into my channel. Subscribe to the channel. Do not be afraid to click that like button. Subscribe. What division do you think is the best? 140 or 154? And tell me the reason why in the comments. I would appreciate it. What division you think is most exciting? Because they both have a lot in common. Those 140 and 154 pound division. They both have new blood. 140 has Lamont Roach coming in the 140 pound division. It has Shakur Stevenson technically, but he's gonna leave the belt vacant, so so Keyshawn Davis can fight for the belt. That's what he said in the interview. So technically, both divisions, 154 and 140, both have a lot of new blood. We have Shakur Stevenson fighting Teofimo Lopez in the 140 weight class division. We also have Lamont Roach fighting Pitbull Cruz. They're both new in the division. That's going to be interesting. So Shakur Stevenson, well, I would say Lamont Roach versus Subriel Matias. Who do you guys have winning in a fight like that? I think that it's an intriguing matchup. I can't really say who will win, but as far as the styles, Subriel Matias throws a lot more combinations than Tank Davis. That could be good or that could be detrimental. It depends on how Lamont Roach counters when Subriel Matias attacks and throws those flurries and a lot of combinations relentlessly, like the way he does. He averages like 1,000 punches in a fight. So it's a different animal than fighting a Tank Davis that throws less. So I feel like that's an interesting, intriguing matchup. Lamont Roach is saying that if they don't have, if nobody else wants to fight the fighters at 140-pound division, and they don't have anybody else to fight them, then he's basically referring to Subriel Matias, then he's willing to fight them and make the best fights possible. Like, he's bringing back the old school boxing, you know, like the way it was in the old school. Yeah, beast mode, Boricua. Thanks, man. Appreciate you. Subscribe to the channel. Yeah, keep the flag up. Yes, I appreciate it. Yeah, let me see what else. What other comments I got over here? Yeah, so I want to shout out everybody that tuned into my channel and everybody that subscribed. I got more content coming later, and I look forward to the Jerome Boots Ennis fight this weekend, this Saturday, against Uisima Lima. And I believe he said, they asked him in an interview, they said, are you willing to fight Xander Zayas in Puerto Rico? And he wasn't aware that Abis Barral was champion, but then the interviewer made him aware and said that Xander Zayas is fighting possibly Abis Barral in Puerto Rico and defending his belt. Would you be willing to fight? Would you be willing to fight him in Puerto Rico if he was to actually fight you in Puerto Rico? Would you do that? And he said that of course I'm willing to do it, but right now I got to focus on my opponent, Uisima Lima. So he answered it politically the right way, But I look forward to the fight, and I look forward to the 154 weight class and 140-pound weight class, which is showing a lot of new life, new blood, and some people that've been around, like Pitbull Cruz. But Lamont Roach has been around too, but it's just they're new at the weight. But it's really interesting. And the 154-pound division is also unfolding in a very interesting way. We got some great possible fights. New blood, Abis Barral, Xander Zayas. Technically not new, but he's new in that division. But not in that division, but he's just it's just new faces for boxing competition. Like Jerome Boots Ennis coming up in weight, Abis Barral. It's just a lot of competition out there in both weight classes, and I look forward to seeing Backroom Matsulev. We don't know how good he is. We'll see how good he is when he goes against these other guys. But he has a good record for a reason, 23-0 with 17 KOs. But I believe that it's possible that Jerome Boots Ennis, he'll either fight the winner of Abis Barral versus Xander Zayas, or he'll fight Backroom Matsulev. Who knows? It all depends on the boxing politics, what takes place, what transpires, because everything is business, and at the end of the day, they have to accommodate the fighters according to what the promoters can do for them. And I think that's going to be interesting. Yeah, man. Subscribe to Tony Also Knows Boxing. Subscribe to my channel, Tony Also Knows Boxing. You're tuning into my channel. Don't be afraid to subscribe and click that like button. Do not be afraid to subscribe. There's a lot of people out there that are not really giving you the unholds barred truth and going all out for the fans and giving them the best. I got great interviews coming. I'm going to possibly interview Felix Tito Trinidad real soon. And I'm going to interview Joey Borrero, Felix Trinidad's cousin, who's fighting October 17th. Check out his fight. And check out Abisal Cotto. He's fighting November 22nd on the same day that David Benavidez is fighting Yarde. So check out those fights on pay-per-view. The Zone is, I think Abisal Cotto is fighting on the Universal Promotions in Puerto Rico pay-per-view on The Zone, if I'm not mistaken. So check that out. Check out my interviews too in the previous videos that I've interviewed the boxers, and I hope you enjoy it. It's in Spanish, so so check it out in Spanish. And if you speak English, maybe you can learn, like the way Bad Bunny said. You can learn some Spanish in 4 months. Now, I got love for everybody, whether you speak English or Spanish, man. It's all about, boxing content and giving the fans, the people that follow me, the best content possible. Tony Also Knows Boxing. I'll have more in the future. Oh, wow, they interrupted my flow over here.